So good day everyone. Our topic for today is all about solving geometric sequence, the nth term, the means, and the finite and infinite numbers. But before that, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and hit the bell button for more updates. Also, you will find different subjects in this YouTube channel. Just select the playlist section. And now let's proceed to our main problem for today, which is all about solving geometric sequence, the nth term, means, finite, and infinite. Writer of this the writer of the concept for this presentation is Mr. Ramon Payuma. Thanks, Mr. Ramon. A geometric sequence is a sequence where each term after the first term is obtained by multiplying the preceding term by a non-zero constant called a common ratio. So may mga common ratio ang ating mga geometric sequence. The common ratio, which is denoted by R, can be determined by dividing any term in the sequence by the term that precedes it. Thus, in the geometric sequence, 2, 4, 8, 16 has a common ratio of 2. As we all know, because that is 4 divided by 2, 8 divided by 4, 16 divided by 8. All of them has a common ratio of 2. So the term of a geometric, the general term of a geometric sequence is written in terms of the first term, a sub 1, and the common ratio defined by r, where r is not equal to 0. Start with the first term and multiply each successive term by r. So the a sub 1 is the first term. The a sub 1r is the second term. The a sub 1r squared is the third term. And the a sub 1r cubed is the fourth term. The a sub 1r raised to n minus 1 is equal to the nth term. So we don't know what is the term. We just name it the nth term. Observe that the exponent of r is 1 less than the number of the term. Therefore, the general term of the geometric sequence is a sub n equals a sub 1 raised to r raised to n minus 1. So, ito yung general formula ng ating geometric sequence. So, a sub 1 equal a sub n equals a sub 1 r raised to n minus 1, where a sub 1 is the first term, r is the common ratio, and n is the number of terms. To understand it better, let's have an example. So study the following examples in finding the terms of a geometric sequence. Find the seventh term of the geometric sequence 5, 15, 45, and 135. So we're looking now for the term of for the seventh term, because what we have is 1, 2, 3, and 4 only. So we're looking for the seventh. No, ano kaya yung number na pang pito? Note that the common ratio of the given geometric sequence is 3. Paano naging 3? 15 divided by 5 is 3. 45 divided by 15 is 3. And 135 divided by 45 is 3. So the common ratio is 3. That's the R. Write the formula. That's the first step. Step 2, substitute the given values and simplify. We're looking for the seventh term, so we put 7 here as the number of n, equals 5 as the first number. Ito yung first number natin. And r as our geometric common ratio. Raised to the n, we're looking for the seventh term, minus 1, and that will become 6. 3 raised to 6 is 729. And multiply it to 5, and that will become 3,645. Thus, the seventh term of the geometric sequence 5, 15, 45, 135 is equal to 3,645. So, ganun lang siya kadali. Okay? I repeat. So, for the a sub n here, the n here is 7 because we're looking for the seventh term. Yun ang ating letter n. So, let's have another color. Next, for the r, we have 3 because we have the common ratio of 3. And I believe you know how to get the common ratio, right? And then, after that, we have a sub 1. The a sub 1 is the first term, and the first term is 5. So we will substitute all of this to the formula. Okay? So we will have first subtract 7 minus 1, and that's 6. 3 raised to 6 is 729. Multiply it by 5, and that is 3,645, which is now the seventh term of the geometric sequence 5, 15, 45, and 135. Another example. Find the two geometric means between 2 and 128. So we have 2 and 128 as our sequence, but we don't know ano yung second, ano yung third. Ang alam lang natin is yung first and the fourth term. Okay? Note that the geometric sequence has four terms, a sub 2 and a sub 3 are unknown. So meron siyang apat na term pero hindi natin alam kung ano yung a sub 2 at a sub 3. Step 1, find the common ratio R to solve the two geometric sequence or geometric means, I mean. So the common ratio of R, given that a sub 1 is equal to 2 and a sub 4 is equal to 128. A sub 1, then 2, 3, and a sub 4 is 128. Write the formula and substitute the given values to the common ratio. Okay? So we have, alright, so a sub n, our last term kasi is 128. Kaya siya yung a sub n natin. Kasi siya yung pinaka-last. Wala kang makikitang maraming dot dyan. Pag maraming dot, hindi mo alam kung ano yung last. Okay? Pero dito, meron siyang umpisa at meron siyang katapusan. So, from 2 to 128. So, we're looking for the second and the third number. Alright, so we have a sub 1, which is 2. R, we don't know yet what is the common ratio kasi yun ang hinahanap natin, yung common ratio muna. Okay, para makita natin yung second and third. And then, 4 is our term, number of terms. We have only 4 terms, minus 1. Okay? So, first, subtract 4 minus 1, and that's 3. Divide both sides by, or divide both sides of the equation by 2. That is 64. And get the cube root. Okay, sabi dito, get the cube root of both sides. So, get the cube root of this one, cube root of this one, and cube root of this one. Let's suppose make 3 yan. So, let's say this is 3 cube root. Okay, cube root. So, cube root of 3. So, we can cancel this to get to have the r. And then the cube root of 64 is 4. So, the common ratio of our geometric sequence is 4. Okay? Since r is equal to 4, then the geometric sequence is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 4 is 32. And 32 times 4 is 128. The geometric means are 8 and 32. Okay? Paano nakuha yung 8 and 32? Again, 2 times 4 is 8. This is our first geometric mean. And then 8 times 4 is 32, our third geometric mean. And 32 times 4 is 128. Inserting a certain number between given two terms of a sequence is an intersecting activity in studying geometric sequence. We call terms between any two given terms of a geometric sequence are called geometric means. So, ang tawag dito ay geometric means. Okay? So, this is the solution for this particular example. Again, given yung two geometric means, pero hinanap natin yung second and third. Meron siyang umpisa, meron siyang katapusan. So, first, bilangin natin ng number of terms. So, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, our n is equal to 4. Kasi, hindi pa natin alam yung second and third. No? Pero, ang number ng ating geometric means ay 4. And then, we need to find the common ratio. Kasi, hindi natin alam kung ano yung ratio nito. Okay, dahil nga wala siyang mga numbers na nandito. So, we have the a sub 1 and the a sub 4. Pwede din siyang pangalanan ng a sub n. Okay? Kasi, siya yung pinaka-last part. Equals 128. And then, substitute the given and you will get r equals 4. Alright? Okay. Example number 3. The second term of a geometric sequence is 8. And the fifth term is 512. Find the a sub 1. So we are looking for the a sub 1. But we are also looking for the a sub 3 and a sub 4. Given the last term, which is 512, and the second is 8. In the given problem, a sub 1, a sub 3, and a sub 4 are unknown. Now, use the sequence blank 8, blank, blank 512 in order to easily identify the common ratio where a sub 1 is equal to 8 and a sub 4 is equal to 512 where n is equal to 4. So, ang gagawin natin dito ay ito muna. So, hindi natin pakikialaman muna si ito. So, wala muna yan, okay? Kasi para makuha natin. So, uulitin natin yung example number 2 natin kanina. So, a sub 1 is equal to 8, a sub 4 is equal to 512, and n is equal to 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, we have the n term. So, we will just substitute the given to the formula of the geometric sequence. So, we have 512 as our a sub n or a sub 4 equals 8. R raised to 4 minus 1, and we have 3. And divide both sides by 8. So we will get 64 equals r cubed. And then get the cube root, and you will get 4. Since 4 is a common ratio, since the second term is 8, the first term must be 2. Why? Bakit 2 kaya? Because 2 times 4 is 8. So this is 2. And 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 4 is 32. 32 times 4 is 128. And 128 times 4 is 512. Okay, so the a sub 1 is 2. The a sub 3 is 32. And the a sub 4 is 128. For that particular example. Okay? Basta makuha mo lang yung common ratio, madali na kasi siya. Okay, the common ratio. The sum of the geometric sequence can be found in much the same way as the sum of the arithmetic sequence. A corresponding formula can be worked out. So the formula for the sum of the nth term in the geometric series is Sn equals a sub 1 minus a sub 1 r raised to n over 1 minus r. The sum of geometric series can be written as this one, but it is too long. So multiply both sides by equality by r, subtract the least equality from the first, and sooner you will get this equation, and divide it by 1 minus r, and you will get this formula. So in short, ito yung formula natin na gagamitin para makuha natin yung sum of the geometric sequence. Okay? Let's have this one. Find the sum of the first 7 terms of the geometric sequence, negative 5, 10, negative 20, and then 40. The first 7 terms. So meron na tayong given, negative 5, 10, negative 20, 40. So we're looking for the 3, and then we will just get the sum. Sabi dito, okay, find the sum of the first 7 terms. Okay, use the formula and simplify. So Sn equals a sub 1 minus a sub 1 raised to n over 1 minus r. Okay, first let's determine the a sub 1. Okay, let's use another, okay, this one. A sub 1 is equal to 5. Negative 5, I mean. Saan ko nakita yan? Saan ko nalaman na negative 5? Ito siya, no? Next, R. 10 divided by negative 5. So the answer is negative 2. Negative 20 divided by 10 is negative 2 pa rin. So therefore, R is negative 2. And then, the letter N is, sabi, the first 7 terms. So we have 7. So we have 7 as our value for N. So substitute the given. So we have negative 5 minus quantity, negative 5 for the A1, The negative 2 for the r raised to 7 over 1 minus negative 2. Okay, for this particular, we have, alright, so we have negative 2 raised to 7 is negative 128. Since odd yung ating exponent, negative pa rin yung ating magiging answer. And then 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 until times 2 na pang pito, makakakuha ka ng 128. Next, for this particular example, for the denominator, since pareho sila negative, so makakakuha ka ng positive. So, 1 plus 2. Next, we have negative 5 times negative 128, and that is positive 640. 5 times 128 is 640. Negative times negative is positive. Okay. Next, we will copy the negative sign here. And then 1 plus 2 is 3. And then negative 5 minus 640. Since they have the same sign, we will add them and copy the sign. So 645 and then copy the sign, negative all over 3. And 645 divided by 3 is 215. They don't have the same sign, so the answer is negative 215. Therefore, the sum of the first 7 terms of the geometric sequence negative 5, 10, negative 20, 40, and so on is negative 215. So that's our answer for this particular example. Another. How many terms of geometric sequence 3, 6, 12, 24 need to be taken to give the sum of 765? So, eto naman, given yung sum, inahanap natin yung pang ilang terms. Yung number 4 kanina, given yung terms, pero hinahanap natin yung sum. Okay? So, given yung sum niya. Ito, 765. So, our SN here, SN, nangyayari sa aking laptop, equals 765. And then, our h sub 1 is 3. Is 3. And then, our r, 6 divided by 3 is 2, 12 divided by 6 is 2, 24 divided by 12 is 2. So, we have our r is equal to 2. Okay, kompleto na ang ating given. So, we have 765 equals, kasi we're looking for the n, right? The n term. Kasi hinahanap natin na how many terms of the n term. So, we have 3 as our a1 minus 3, a1, quantity 2, raised to n. We don't know what's that n. All over 1 minus 2 as our r. So, we have, alright. So, for this one, we have negative 1 times 765, and that is negative 765 equals 3 minus 3, quantity 2 raised to n. And ililipat natin ito. This will become negative 3. Tama? And negative 3 minus negative 765 is negative 768 equals equals negative 3 quantity 2 raised to n, and then divide both side by 3. So, di-divide natin sila by negative 3. Diba? Both side by negative 3. Kailangan ma-divide yan. Mapakita natin na na-divide sila. Ayan. And then, ika-cancel natin to because they have the same sense. It will become positive. And then, 768 divided by 3 is 256 equals, cancel this, ang matitira, 2 raised to n. Then, this is an exponential, what do you call this? An exponential equation. So, ano yung exponential form ng 256? So, you need to think. A number that is with the, to determine, no? The exponential form at para maging kamukha niya yung base ng 2 raised to n. Ano yung kanya exponential form? And that is 2 raised to 8 because 2 raised to 8, when you multiply 2 by itself 8 times, you will get 265. So for this portion, you can now bring down the n equals 8. So we have n equals 8 as our answer for this particular example. Therefore, we need to take 8 terms from the geometric sequence 3, 6, 12, 24 to give the sum of 765. If you want to check, you can check kung 765 nga ang makukuha nyo kapag pinalitan nyo ang n ng 8. Okay? And finally, did you know that it is possible to get the sum of an infinite number of terms in a geometric sequence? The formula is known to be a sum of infinity with the formula a sub 1 over 1 minus r. Find the sum of to infinity of a geometric sequence. So, this is an infinity, right? Kasi wala siyang katapusan. No? Hindi mo alam kung hanggang kailan siya matatapos because it has ellipses or yung mga dot na yan. Mag-start siya ng 64, 16, 4, 1, and so on if it is exist. So, ang gagawin lang, we have the a sub 1, our first term which is 64, over 1, okay, minus, what is the r of 64 and 16? 16 divided by 64 is 1/4. So, and 4 divided 16 is 1/4, and 1 divided 4 is 1/4. So, we have 1/4 as our r. And then, we will add this 2. As we all know, 1 minus 1/4 is 3/4. Paano naging 3/4 yan? I believe, alam nyo na. Pero for the sake of the discussion, syempre, since this is 1, meron akong ibang way na ginagawa. So, pwedeng i-divide mo siya by 4. Or, pwedeng yung 1, gawin mong kapareho ng denominator niya. So, it will become 4 over 4. Para hindi ka na mahirapan sa pagsasubtract ng ating fraction, no? Kasi kung hindi parehong ka ng denominator, kukunin mo pa yung LCD. So, because 4 divided by 4 is 1. So, yun yung parang ano niya, no? So, yung 4, ginaya lang natin siya. Okay? So, 4 minus 1 is 3. And then, we just copy the denominator. And since 4 over 4 is larger than negative 1/4, so we will copy the sign of the larger number, which is positive. And then, get the reciprocal of 3/4. And that is 4 over 3. Kasi division siya, di ba? Nagigets niyo ba? So, magiging ganito yung itsura niya. So, 64. Okay. Times, what is the reciprocal of 3/4? And that is 4 over 3. Kaya, naging 64 times 4 over 3. Okay? Then, 64 times 4 is 256 over 3. At yun na yung final answer natin. So, the sum of to infinity of the geometric sequence 64, 16, 4, and 1 is 256 over 3 with the use of this formula. That is S equals a sub 1 over 1 minus r. So, that's all about for the solving of geometric sequence, the nth term, means, finite, and infinite numbers. With that, thank you very much for listening.